Hello, everyone. Welcome to Court with Krissy. What happens when a lesbian love triangle reunites at the gathering of the Juggalos? The bitter bitch bites breast and twists tits. I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
For a year of me receiving harassment and of all different sorts. I can't prove that all of it was her because it's mostly hearsay of her friends telling me that it's been her. But I definitely know and can tell you that in the 40 years that I've been alive, I know better than to start something. So I definitely was not the aggressor in this situation either.
Okay. Mr. King, may call first witness.
Thank you. We would call Rachel Harrington.
Right through there. You'll see some steps off to your left. Go up those steps. Remain standing and raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you should give in this case now being heard to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or under penalty of perjury. Have a seat. Was that a yes?
Yes.
We're recording this, so you have to keep
Okay.
your voice up, okay? State your full name, spell your last name,
Rachel Harrington, Harrington,
and don't repeat your address. You're fine.
May proceed.
Thank you. Rachel, do you know an individual by the name of Jennifer Veltimes?
Unfortunately, yes.
Is she in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Let the judge know where she's at.
Right there in the front. Like 4 years, I think.
I want to call your attention to August 15th of this year, 2024. Were you at a concert?
Yes.
What concert were you at?
The Gathering,
And do you know where that was held at?
Legend Valley.
Here in Licking County, Ohio?
Yes.
Did you come with the defendant, Ms. Veldheim?
No, I haven't actually spoke to her in over a year.
Okay. And you've known her for about 4?
Yes.
And did you see her at the concert on August 15th, 2024?
Not until about 5 minutes before she attacked me.
Okay. But you did see her.
Yes.
And why don't you explain what led up to the incident?
She came over screaming about how some dude beat her up, and I told him to. Something about screenshots. And then there was like an altercation, and I did smack her glass out of her hand, and then she jumped over a person to attack me.
So she had a drink in her hand, you slapped it out.
Yes.
Did you say anything to her, make any threats or anything else?
No.
Had she walked away before that incident and then come back?
She did walk past and then come back.
Okay, is that when the slapping of the drink occurred?
Yes. I was
Did-
by myself when she came back.
Okay. Did you do anything to her other than slap
Just
the drink?
smacked her drink.
Okay. Then what happened?
Then she attacked me.
And what do you mean by attacked you?
She was punching me. She was biting me. When they tried to pull her off, she bit my breasts. She
Okay.
bit the back of my arm. I had to get a tetanus shot because she bit me and broke skin.
I'm sorry. The
Yeah,
lies.
she should be sorry.
The lies.
So glad
the
that's funny
absolute
to you.
lies. Because this is not what happened. Like every single statement she has said has been a lie. I apologize, but this is very hard to listen to. She doesn't even know how long we've known each other.
Okay, well, you need to contain yourself.
I will because I know I have a chance to talk afterwards.
Far longer than I wish we had known.
It's
Okay.
been only 2
No
years.
editorials from you either, okay? Did you receive any injuries?
Yes.
What injuries did you receive?
I
Where?
got 4 stitches in my eyebrow. I had a black eye for almost 2 weeks. She broke skin on both of my breasts. She bit the back of my arm and broke skin there also. My elbow had a gash. My knees had gashes.
About how long did all this take?
It seemed like forever, but I feel like it was very quick.
And during this period of time, were you doing anything back towards her?
No, I was just covering my face.
There, while you're laughing, you can take a look at those, if I may have permission to.
You may.
No.
I don't need to. I don't care to. I know I was there. I remember what happened.
I'm going to show you what I marked for identification purposes as Plaintiff's Exhibit 1, consisting of a number of photographs. I want you to go through those one at a time and tell me what's shown there.
The first picture is a picture of my missing fingers. The second picture is my bruised hand because I was covering my face and she just kept punching.
Okay.
My scraped up leg / knee / ankle, my elbow,
Now, how did the elbow get injured?
when she tackled me.
Okay, did you end up on the ground?
I was in the rocks, yeah.
Okay.
This is my head lumped up, another part of my head lumped up. That's the bite behind my arm that never happened. The black eye, the
Okay,
4
this-
stitches. This is the bite on my breasts.
I think you flipped over.
That's the second part.
Okay.
Has stitches
And
and
now the stitches, do you recall how many stitches you got above your eye? 4? Okay.
that's the 4 stitches.
Okay. Are those true and accurate photographs of the injuries that you sustained?
Yes.
So, I'm assuming that how was the fight broken up?
They had to pull her off me, and when they pulled her off me, she latched onto my breast.
And did you stick around?
The paramedics to the venue or whatever came by, and they made me go to the med tent, and they made me leave for the stitches.
To the hospital?
Yeah,
Was that here locally, do you remember?
yeah, it was, I don't remember, it was an urgent
That's
care though.
Okay. So you got the stitches right after that. Did the defendant stick around?
No, she was, I believe, taken away by the police, I'm not entirely sure.
Nothing further at this time, Your Honor.
Ms. Valentine, do you have any questions for the witness?
Who did I approach when I walked up and talked?
You approached me.
No, I did not.
Objection. These are questions. Your
Okay,
Honor.
well, I thought she was supposed to tell the truth. She swore that she was going to tell the truth.
You don't
Sorry,
get
I
it
got my
So how
ass
do-
beat
what
and
do I
my
say?
head
No,
lumped.
ma'am.
What
You
what
stop.
I am asking you, I'm not approaching her, I'm asking you. If I know for a fact that she is lying on the witness stand, and I followed everything that you asked me to do, and she has violated every single thing, how am I supposed to go about that? 'Cause you asked me not to contact her, she contacted me on Saturday. The day after you asked me not to contact her, she was already contacting me. By the time I got home, I was getting threatening phone calls. I was getting threatening messages from her friends, things that I have been dealing with for over a year, because the 2 years that I have dealt with this person, she has been harassing me because her girlfriend left her for me last year at the gathering. Because
That's
every
not
night that I
actually
was
how that
there,
happened.
she was sleeping with me before crawling into bed with her. The following week they broke up. Months after that, she called my ex to tell him that I was cheating on him. I ended up with 4 stitches in my mouth. I have not spoken to this woman because she is an evil, manipulative person. At the gathering, I was told, because I asked, because I was supposed to be there for 10 days with the individual that the constant issue is with. So I was supposed to be there for the full 10 days.
Okay, ma'am.
She was not supposed to be
Okay.
there. I was told that she was not welcome, that they were not friends and they were not talking.
This is
So when I
this
walked
is not your
past,
opportunity to testify. Okay?
I'm sorry. I'm
She
sorry.
is-
This is
she
very
is-
upsetting, the amount
she-
of lies.
She is testifying. If you have any questions for her, now's the time to ask. You can't.
I don't have any questions for her. I don't need
Okay.
to listen to her lies.
Okay. You don't get to argue.
No, I
with her.
will wait until it's my turn. I don't
Okay.
need to listen to her lies.
Okay.
Because I will tell you every single detail of what I did, and I have no problem doing that.
Pull
You
up
may
the
step
screenshots
down,
of the harassment
ma'am.
then.
Ma'am, no.
Talk.
I
Back to
can't.
her. You may step down. You may call your next witness.
We would call it deputy. Yeah, go ahead.
Right up there to the witness stand, please. Remain standing and raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to affirm the testimony you should give in this case now being the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or under penalty of perjury.
I did.
Have a seat. State your full name, spell your last name.
Virgil Eugene Wellbacher, King County, Newark, Ohio, 43055.
Thank
May
you.
proceed.
Thank you. You're employed by the Licking County Sheriff's Office.
Yes,
Were you so working back on or so employed back on August 15th of this year?
I was.
And did you have any special assignment or duty on that day?
I was on special duty at Legend Valley Concert Venue for the ICP Gathering of the Juggalos.
Okay. And is that located in Licking Township,
It is, at
Licking-
Legend Valley.
Licking
Concert
County, Ohio?
Venue. Yes,
And on that date, did you happen to come into contact first with a individual later known to you as Rachel Harrington?
yes,
And was that the individual who was just testifying?
yes.
When you came into contact with her, what did you notice about her?
That she had all kinds of injuries on her, that she was acting afraid, confused.
And did she provide you any information as to who may have caused those injuries?
Yes, she said one of her friends from the gathering, which later on was identified as this young lady over here.
Okay, and you came into contact with her subsequently as well?
Other units that were patrolling the venue had to go find her because she left the scene. And then later, I came in contact with her after the other units had taken her into custody and transported her back to where our mobile command center was.
Okay, and then what did you do with the defendant after that?
I Mirandized her. I asked her if she wanted to talk about what had happened after she acknowledged her Miranda rights.
Okay, and did she want to talk about what had happened?
She did, kind of. She said that she did not assault the victim, but the pictures proved otherwise, and when I had contact with her, she had no visible marks of any kind.
The defendant, you mean?
Yes,
Okay. Did you take photographs of the injuries on Mrs. Harrington?
I did.
Let me show you Plaintiff's Exhibit 1, which consists of a number of photographs. If you could take a look at those. Other than perhaps the stitches, did you take these?
I did.
And are they true and accurate depictions of the injuries that you observed on Mrs. Harrington?
They are.
Now, Mrs. Harrington, I believe, indicated, or did she admit to you that she had knocked a drink out of the defendant's hands?
Yes,
And anything else other than the assault?
no.
I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Ms. Veltheim, do you have any questions for
Yes,
the
did I tell you that I did not assault her, or did I tell you that I defended myself?
You told me that you did not assault her and that you defended yourself.
Okay. That's it.
May step down.
This time, Your Honor, we have no further witnesses. Would ask for introduction to evidence of Plaintiff's Exhibit 1, which is a photograph.
Any objection to the photographs, Ms. Veltheim?
I mean, no?
Parliament Exhibit 1. Melhams, do you have any witnesses today?
Just myself.
Okay. Would you like to testify?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Right up there to the witness stand, please. Go right up there and remain standing. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you should give in this case now being here should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God or under penalty of perjury.
Yes.
Have a seat. State your full name, spell your last name,
Jennifer Veltimes, V like in Victor, ELTHEIMS.
and state your full home address. Thank you.
So, as I was stating earlier, this has been an ongoing issue for the last 2 years that I have known this individual, not 4, just 2. I have received number of issues with my cars that I cannot, my car tires that I cannot prove were her, but, you know, it's hearsay. Everything that I have is hearsay at the moment, so I can't bring it to you to show it to you. But what it all stems from is the fact that her ex and I were sleeping together, and she is mad about it. And I was told that she was not going to be there. I asked, and I was promised, because she has been harassing me for a very long time. So when I got there on Thursday, I bought myself a slushie. I called 3 people to try and find them. One of them, which was supposed to be in this section called Big Ballers. I walked down one aisle, did not see my friends. I turned, came up the other aisle, and I saw that Rachel was sitting in Alexis McKnight's camp. And I was told by Alexis that that was not going to happen, and that I would be safe because she would not be there. So I walked past, and my anger got the better of me, and I turned around and I went back and I approached Alexis, because that was the person that I had an issue with. Rachel was not standing there, and there was an entire group of people, a large group of people standing around. Because if she was totally alone, who would have pulled me off? I approached Alexis. I was a full table length away from her. I told Alexis that she was a liar, that I was tired of her shit, and that I was tired of her being a liar. I did not approach anyone else. I did not start a conversation with anyone else. Like I said, at this point, Rachel had walked away. Rachel came back over, approached me, started screaming at me on issues that had nothing to do with her. I told her, "You're the one that called my ex. I'm the one who ended up in the hospital because of that. Don't talk to me." She then decided to continue to scream at me and accuse me of things. So I told her, "You're just mad because she was fucking me in your bed and locking herself away from your nasty children so that she could play with herself and me." At which point, Rachel stepped through the 2 camping chairs that were in between us, flipped my cup on me. So that's contact number 1. I then, covered in my slushie, stepped forward, because she had stepped back away from the chairs again. I stepped forward through the chairs so that we were on the same side of the chairs together. She then took her hand with the missing fingers and punched me in my arm. My bruise did not come up until the next day. And I had no proof of it when they arrested me. But I had bruises on my neck. I had marks on my neck, on my arm. She made contact twice before I did anything. At which point, I will be 100% honest with you, because I have nothing to lose at this point. That is when I grabbed her. The 2 of us went to the ground, and I continued to punch her in the face. When my arm was pulled off by one person of her hair, I grabbed her nipple, and I continued to pull, because they were pulling my arm, and I got a good grip on it. Because I was always taught you don't start a fight, but you definitely should finish it. So when my other arm was restricted, I bit her boob. So I punched her in the face, I grabbed one nipple, and I bit her once. At which point I was then pulled off, and it took 4 people. I stood up, one of those gentlemen got in my face and started screaming at me that I needed to leave. I told him that he should get out of my face because he needs to run back to his daddy and all the other pedophiles he hangs out with. And then I turned around and I left. I did not bother Rachel further. I did not do anything else. When I came to court after being arrested, which I told the officers, I went with them. I didn't cause any problems with them. The only time I was upset was when I learned I couldn't come back, and I cried. But I wasn't an issue. It wasn't a ongoing thing. I've never had this before in my life because I've never had to deal with someone so manipulative and such a liar. So I left. You asked me not to contact her. She has contacted me since. She contacted me on Saturday. She had her friends contact me during the following week. I got threatening phone calls. I got messages on Facebook. It is an ongoing. I didn't contact her, just like you asked.
When did she contact you?
Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon at like 4 something.
Is that when, I don't know, is that what she said?
Well, I got arrested on Friday. It was the Saturday after. So what is that, 16th?
Okay.
Telling me that I don't have children because God made sure I couldn't have kids because I'm such a horrible person. That she has to go home to her kids like this and all this other stuff. But like the problem is this is what she does. Like this is what she does. Her nickname is Ratchet for a reason. Like this is her MO. This is not something that I have ever done. And I was put into a situation where I was surrounded by people that do not have my back. I was the one alone. She was surrounded by people and she walked over. I did not approach her. If no one else had talked to me, I would have been done speaking to Alexis. I would have turned and I would have left. Because that was the only issue I had, was that Alexis was lying out of her ass. And that is what's caused all of these problems. Because she lies to me and she lies to Rachel. And Rachel trusts her and I don't anymore. But I have no reason to lie to you. I have no reason to fabricate this. I know what I did. And I know that I defended myself. Because I have never started a fight. But I know how to defend myself. I also know how to accept a punch, which is why my bruise didn't come up till the next day. I did take pictures of it. I had bruises on my upper arm where she hit me right here. I had scrapes and I was bleeding all over my legs. They had to take care of me at the jail. I had a mark on my neck because of when she hit me in the scuffle. I don't know what happened to the back of her arm, but I didn't touch it. I mean, if that was from the rocks, I don't know, but I didn't do anything to the back of her arm. And she's been going around to the point where I'm being blackballed by everyone in the freaking community that she's a part of, to the point where she's going around trying to get everyone to say that she's disabled. Even though she's not. She's fully capable. But she, plays victim very well. So this is what I have to deal with.
Anything else you'd like to testify about today?
No, that's it.
Mr. King?
Be safe to say that on August 15, 2024, you didn't like Rachel Harrington, did you?
I had not spoken to her in over a year, and I had no intention of speaking to her. She was not my favorite person, but I had no intention of interacting with her, no.
But you got upset with this other person because she had assured you that Rachel wouldn't be at the concert,
Correct.
right?
Because my safety is the problem with Rachel. And it's been an ongoing issue.
Ma'am, listen to me, okay? You had a drink in your hand and you turned around and went back, right? To confront her?
To talk to Alexis.
Okay, and that's when the drink got knocked out of your hand?
No.
When did the drink get knocked out of your hand?
After I was speaking to Alexis, Rachel walked up to me, started screaming at me because she was not over there when I walked back. When I walked back, Rachel had left the group and walked away. I talked to Alexis and only Alexis until Rachel started screaming at me and accusing me of things that she had no idea what she was talking about. And I informed her that she was just mad because Alexis was cheating on her with me.
Okay.
At which point she flipped the cup then.
Okay, she flipped the cup then. And what did you do when she flipped the cup then?
I took a step towards her because she took a step away from me.
Okay.
And then she punched me in the arm.
And where else did she ever hit you?
Besides hitting my hand and punching me in the arm?
Yeah.
I had a mark on my neck from her, I'm assuming, trying to push me away or something.
The deputy just testified he didn't see any injuries.
As like I testified, my bruises did not come up until the next day when I was leaving jail. I took some photos inside the sheriff's office as I asked the sheriff to take photos of my injuries.
Is that the only other places you've been injured?
I mean, I had
Understand.
scrapes and stuff from the scuffle on my legs, but I'm going to assume that those were, just like hers, were probably from the fact that we were on the gravel.
Where did you go after this was broken up?
I walked up the hill, I called a friend, and I explained what happened, and he said, Jen, they're gonna come after you, you need to go, they're gonna come beat you up for this. So I went to be around, I don't need to see those. I don't think you understand.
I don't think you understand.
No, I don't think you understand.
That's reasonable force?
Yes, it is reasonable force for what I've been dealing with. I went to the hospital multiple times because of the abuse that I received from the information that she was feeding my ex. There is a history of
further, Your
things
Honor.
here. There's a history of it. I understand where you're coming from, but because you don't know the history,
There's no question.
I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you.
Is there anything else you'd like to testify about today?
I just, I have no reason to lie. I really don't have a reason to lie. It doesn't benefit me to lie in this situation. It doesn't benefit me to do anything. By the time that they were dealing with me, I expressed to the police officers multiple times I told my story, multiple times I described what happened. Not once did my story change. Not once did it alter, not once. Every single time she has told the story, it is different. Every single time she's told the story, she adds something or subtracts something. It is ridiculous what I am dealing with. I did not hit her first. And no, she was not my favorite person because of the harassment that I received for over a year. The last time I had spoken to her was May of last year. The last time that she messaged me was October of last year. I dealt with her for 6 months harassing me, and I can't prove any of it because how am I supposed to prove it was her surrounding my car with broken glass? How am I supposed to prove that it was her putting nails in my tires? I can't prove any of those things. But when Sam's Club is telling you who is messing with your tires because they are breaking your things, it can't just be a mystery.
I'm going to strike all of that, Your Honor. A, it's not relevant. B, it's hearsay.
Okay, well then you bringing those pictures up to me is not relevant either. You're trying to force me to see something that I don't need to see. I asked you not to. Multiple times I said no thank you.
You may step down. Any other evidence today, Ms. Valheims?
I was trying to find the photos. I have the messages that she sent, if you want to see that.
Messages she sent when?
The message she sent that morning.
What morning? Before
If you-
which morning?
Or not morning. At 4:23, August 17th, she sent me the message from, I don't know what number this is, but it's clearly her.
After the event.
Immediately after the event, because this is how she functions. She had to continue and continue and continue. And then I have messages from her friends on Facebook where they had to continue and continue and continue. Like August 20th at 5:35 p.m. I'm getting messages from people I don't even know. And I did exactly what you asked me to do, and I stayed away from her like I have been for over a year and a half.
I don't think there was any allegation that you had violated your bond terms.
It's to the point, I'm sorry, it's just very upsetting because this is ridiculous. This is so stupid.
All right, anything else, Ms. Valheims?
No.
Okay, Mr. King?
No rebuttal, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Anything in closing?
Very briefly, Your Honor, I don't think, well, it goes without saying, the defendant is a very, very, very angry person. She claims that she was not the aggressor. If she's trying to argue self-defense, I would call upon the deputy's testimony He didn't observe anything on her. But more importantly, when you're engaged in self-defense, the force has to be reasonable. I would submit to the court that Plaintiff's Exhibit 1, that's not a reasonable force. That is just an absolute beatdown with bitings, stitches in the eye, and everything else. The defendant is in fact guilty of knowingly causing or attempting to cause physical harm, and that self-defense is not viable to her. Thank you.
Ms. Velheim, would you like to say anything in closing?
It is self-defense. I got hit twice. She made contact with me twice. And no, I do not show marks quickly. It was the next day. And I don't know what else to do to tell you that, because the sheriff at the sheriff's office did not take pictures like I asked him to do. He was very busy, and I kept asking. And I made the report as well, describing what I was experiencing, because I did not approach her. She was not in the group of people when I walked over there. She had left.
Okay, based on the evidence presented here today, Ms. Velheim is found guilty of assault. The state have a recommendation today.
At a bare minimum, I think she needs anger management. The problem, I think, is that she is not local. She resides in Cleveland, Ohio. I know that Ms. Harrington would like to have a no contact order. I don't know if that's been prepared yet or not. She just wants to be left alone from the defendant. I do not know whether or not she wishes to say anything. We will check on that, Your Honor. The injuries inflicted on Mrs. Harrington, however, Ms. Harrington certainly warrants something more than a fine and a slap on the wrist. Those were horrific injuries, 4 stitches in the eyebrow, bites.
Do you have a no contact order prepared?
No, I can do that, Your Honor, because your information is not wrong.
We still have those.
I have is it possible for me to get one? Because I have no intention of contacting her, but if she contacts me, which is what always happens, what do I do?
You can, if you have grounds, you can file for a civil protection order up in Cuyahoga County.
I've been trying to get a hold of the prosecutor. They're very busy.
Well, you don't need a prosecutor to do that.
When I called Cleveland, they said that is who I needed to talk to, was the prosecutor, to be able to put through a restraining order. So.
You can do that by yourself. I don't, he would either be.
'Cause that's what I did Monday when I got back, because I immediately called for a restraining order because this is an ongoing issue.
Okay. Well, you can go to the court and fill out the paperwork yourself.
Okay.
I don't know which court handles that up there. It'd be
Right.
common pleas. I don't know if they would be in the common pleas general division or the domestic relations division.
Okay. I'll call again and find out. But
And you can talk to a victim.
yeah, I've been in the process of trying to
A victim
do that.
advocate. You don't need a prosecutor to do that.
That's like I said when I called
Or you can-
dispatch.
or-
That's what
yeah,
they told me
Or
to
you
do.
can speak to an attorney on your own to help you do that.
Okay.
And if that's what you need to do, that's what you.
Oh,
I would encourage you to do that. Do you want to
I
say?
am definitely doing.
Do you want
it.
to say anything before I sentence you today?
I mean, no, because no, I don't have anything else to say. I'm sorry. I feel like this is a giant waste of all of your time that this has to be dealt with, because if she had never approached me, it would never have been an issue.
Well, neither one of you live here. You know,
I believe they both reside in Cleveland.
Cuyahoga County.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you said the terms that you were asking for, Mr. Kane.
Well, with the no contact order, at least supervision, I just think that the injuries that were inflicted requires more than just a fine and a slap on the wrist. Quite frankly, I think some jail would be warranted, but in order to have the no contact order, we need some sort of probation. At a bare minimum, anger management would be appropriate.
You don't need to fill that out, sir.
I don't?
No.
Okay. So I didn't go ahead.
Okay, Ms. Valentine, so I'll impose a $200 fine, court costs 14 days in jail, I'll give you 1 day credit. Any questions about that sentence?
Wait, what is happening?
You have 13 days of jail to do, and then the case is over.
I have 13 days. How am I supposed to do that?
I'll give you a report date if you don't want to go today, but that's what we're gonna do.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow. This is ridiculous for defending myself.
Okay.
I don't have that option. I don't have anyone who can cover for me at work. You want me to do days in jail over anger management classes? He suggested anger management classes, and we're going with jail time.
He suggested that in addition to another punishment. I'm not going to place you on probation.
Here's the problem, though. I don't have the ability to, I don't have someone who, I had to take off work today and I had to screw my bosses over. I don't have, I can't do, If I could honestly do probation and the anger management, that would work better for me.
I understand that.
It's only because I can't afford to do 14 days in jail. I'm gonna lose my job, I'm gonna lose my house, I'm gonna lose everything because of her lies.
Do you want a report date, or do you want to do it today?
I need a report date.
Okay.
I'm so screwed.
Okay. You have a right to.
Can I appeal?
You have a right to an appeal. You can file an appeal if you like. Any other questions?
Yeah, I need, where do I go to file an appeal?
You can do that here. It's the
Like right now?
Fifth District Court of Appeals. Okay?
Yep.
All right.
This is ridiculous.
You can give the bailiff a report date today.
We'll work on the report date, okay?
Are you gonna contact me?
No?
You want me to
We wanna
wait?
do it now.
Oh, okay.
All right. Thank you.
You need to come with me.